Hi guys, I'm back with Kelly from Rest Assured Restoration, and it's going to talk about some remedies that exist if indeed you have found a mold-like substance and it's been identified as mold, where some of these things most likely would be found, you as a consumer or homeowner, as well as your home inspector, what they may have identified, and maybe some ways to get rid of that so you can breathe easy. Take it away, Kelly. What are some ideas here?
Sure. So the most common areas that I run into with mold would be our basements and crawl spaces, bathrooms, and attics. So again, going back to the basics of mold needing water, moisture, and/or food source to grow, we like to start with regulating humidity, making sure you have no active water leaks. If something is leaking with your roof or plumbing, secondly, would be dehumidification. Get dehumidifiers installed in your basement and/or crawl space. Make sure you have enough dehumidifiers installed to cover the entire square footage of the space that you're trying to regulate. Third would be improving ventilation. I see this a lot in attics where the insulation on the floor of your attic is covering the soffit vents. Those are the vents that are underneath one's gutters. If we're constricting the airflow in our attics, we're now not getting the proper air movement that we need to exhaust all of the natural molds out of the environment. With a over-the-counter remedy, of course, always contact a certified mold specialist first. But if it meets requirements of not being a large enough area, specifically 2 square feet or less, per EPA compliance, it's suggested to use a 1 part Clorox to 9 part water ratio to sanitize the surface. So 1 ounce Clorox, 9 ounces of water. However, you want to break that down, but it's important that the size meets the criteria to be able to do that. Secondly, would be water, water, water. Improve the relative humidity, improve any water that might be infiltrating through extending gutters, things of that nature, and you'll be sure to never have mold in the first place.
Right. Now, if I'm in my basement and I look up at the rafters, which are wooden in most instances, and I see this white-like substance, can I just wipe it away? Won't that take care of it?
That would be the worst thing you could do, Fred. So often, mold might not be deemed in an active state. This mold that you're referring to could have been from an isolated incident. Hurricane Ida, my basement flooded. As a result, mold started to grow on my wood rafters. Since then, you have no more moisture. That's residual. What will happen, although it's not giving off mycotoxins into the air, by disturbing the surface, you're now releasing those spores back into the environment. So it's always important. Call a certified specialist. Rest assured, we offer free estimates. We do preventive estimates. You could always call us in, other companies alike, take a look at things, give our honest evaluation and opinion. And if it is something a DIY could be done on, we will make those recommendations on what could be done.
So, I'm not going to wipe it off, but should I have to leave my house immediately? Oh my gosh, there's something that looks like mold and I don't want to breathe it. I don't want my family exposed to it. Should I get out right away? What, I got to go. There's maybe mold.
And that's a great question, Fred. So a lot has changed in the industry over the years. Number one would be the ability to perform the remediation while one is at the home. Each case is situational in its own way, so there's no one rule of thumb. But as long as you're not, the best thing you could do, knowing it's there, is just leave it undisturbed. Don't move anything. Don't disturb the air. And then there are other things. If it's using a basement as an example, your basement door, seal it off with blue painter's tape just to create an airtight seal at the doorway. Wait till a professional could come out, give a thorough evaluation, and take it from there.
All right, so it's kind of understood that mold is everywhere. It's in the air, it's outside, it's everywhere. Mold exists. So there is some mold that's more harmful to us as human beings than others, and breathing it in. So how do I identify if this mold is okay or it's mold that I gotta get out of here for?
And another great question. So there are thousands of different types of genres of mold. So we have broken these molds down into allergenic versus toxic. Allergenic mold, if one is more prone to exterior allergies such as pollen, hay fever, things of that nature, the allergenic mold could be just as toxic mold to an individual. On the other hand, if you don't have these allergies, you could be subject to something that's called prolonged exposure, meaning you're breathing in this substance year after year, day after day. You could either A, build up a tolerance, or B, start to have adverse effects from the amount of volume you're inhaling. 9 out of 10 times we see toxic mold. The black mold that one should be afraid of is referred to as Stachybotrys. This mold specifically grows on sheetrock. It grows on the paper backing of sheetrock. So 9 out of 10 times when I do an estimate and I see black mold on sheetrock and the sheetrock is wet with the utilization of a moisture meter showing me we have wet sheetrock with black mold on it, we treat it as though it's toxic. When you're dealing with toxic mold, the mold itself emits a mycotoxin to deter other molds growing within its region. If you inhale that mycotoxin, you will get sick.
All right, so what we've learned is different types of mold. Some are more dangerous than others. However, the thing we should do as homeowners is if we see it or if it's been identified, contact a mold specialist. Gee, who is a mold specialist? Do we know any mold specialist? Oh, okay. We contact Kelly and his company, and they can come out and do a free estimate so you can be mold free. And most of the time, is it something that I've got to leave my house for days and days and you put a tent over it and smoke? Is that just...
No, Fred, we're able to contain the area off with plastic, set up temporary air purification to filter the air of our environment as we work. And then the fact I love best would be all natural, environmentally friendly chemicals that are very effective in restoring an area to a pre-loss condition.
So once you've done this procedure, is this good for a week, 10 days? How long do you guarantee this for?
So we always approach our remediations with 1, getting rid of the mold, but 2, addressing the water source. As long as we do those both of those things, we start with a 3-year warranty that's transferable in the name of the property. Warranty has a 6-month follow-up visit for 3 years, and at the end of that 3-year term, you do have the option to extend on a yearly basis thereafter.
All right, so as you can tell, Kelly, he's our #1 mold go-to guy. He's our mold man. Rest assured, he will treat you properly as well as treat the mold properly. So to get in touch with you, Kelly, how do you go and do that?
855-727-6653 statewide, and let us give you the rest assured experience. You can rest assured while we restore, let us do the hard stuff.
And unlike you guys, I can reach out and touch him. You may just have to reach out, give him a call, send him a text, check his website, and he can come on out. You serve Mercer County and surrounding areas in New Jersey?
Mercer County, we go as far as Cape May County. So parts of Pennsylvania, parts of Connecticut, statewide, and the better tri-state area.
All right, well, thank you very much, Kelly. And remember, guys, who you work with matters. Mold is nothing to sneeze at. Is
that works for me?
That works for me. All right, so mold guy, got questions, give him a call. You guys stay safe, make it a great day, and we'll be back with some more updates as our activities continue.
Thank you.